Has anybody taken any substances that might impact?
That's a very leading question. Yes, look, I forgot I was doing this podcast, and I want to say, look, the time now is 8:24. At approximately 2 p.m. this afternoon, I took an edible, so I'm very sure it's worn off.
I like the sort of like court procedure of that.
I want you to know I would never have done it. I would never have done it and come to podcast.
Objection, leading the witness.
This is When Rom Met Com, the podcast where we break down what makes a date movie a great movie. We're currently working our way through Vanity Fair's list of the 42 best romantic comedies of all time to see if they had us at hello or were a big mistake. Huge. I'm Jack, and joining me as my partner in selling electronics, Nora.
Woo! Do we cheer?
Woo!
And we're not alone, in case you haven't noticed that there's a third voice. Joining us this week is Charlie Dinkin, writer, performer, producer.
Thank you, yeah.
What else do you...
No, that's about it. And some of those not even really. But yeah, I am those things.
You are those things.
Thank you.
You've been all those things to me at like a certain point.
That's all I ever wanted to hear.
She produced you?
Yeah, a little bit.
My favorite project we ever did together was our, do you know what I'm...
Yeah.
We did an amazing reading.
There's no other project it could be.
Of a feature that Jack wrote that was I would say the world's first Easter adult sex comedy.
Sci-fi sex comedy.
Sci-fi sex comedy. Yeah, I loved it.
That was fun. Every now and then I'm like, I want to make that movie.
It was a good script. You should shop it around.
I've shopped it so many places.
All right. Well, we enjoyed it for one perfect night.
So we have gathered today to talk about the 40-year-old virgin.
But before we do, Charlie, what is your relationship to rom-coms?
I love a rom-com, but I do believe they were better in the past. I'll say it.
Say more.
To me, peak rom-com is like your Julia Roberts. You know what I mean? It's like we have these rom-com heroines. I think My Best Friend's Wedding is potentially the greatest rom-com ever made. In my opinion, it has it all. Then I do like a sex com. And I think the great age of a sex comedy was kind of when I was a teenager. And I love that timing for me. You know what I mean? I think there were like a saucier side of things, veering into a teen comedy perhaps rather than a rom-com. I don't want an American Pie. There was a romance in that, I would say.
Well, I feel like that's kind of what we're here to talk about today.
All right, good. And then recently I think the quality has dropped because they're all being made by streamers and they all have the same kind of formulaic plot, but I do enjoy a Hallmark. I do not mind the worst, but I want them to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I can really, really love them.
Did you see Hot Frosty?
Yes, insane. Insane.
I feel like that's the touchstone. I also really want to watch that one that I sent you the trailer of the woman who disguises herself as Santa at a ski resort.
Oh, we're about to enter the boom age of AI written Christmas films. It's about to, they're all the ideas are gone. They're going to be like jumbled words. I saw one today that was like the 12 days till Christmas or something like that.
I just worked on the trailer for the 12 days till Christmas.
Is that what it's called? They can't even use, they want to say the 12 days of Christmas, right?
The 12 dates.
Yeah. Oh no, but apparently there's another film called The 12 Dates of Christmas. So we're just getting into random words.
Because it's based on a book called The 12 Dates of Christmas. But the film, the TV show that they made, they couldn't call it that. So it's
they've
called
had to fudge that.
The 12 Dates Till Christmas.
Yeah, all Christmas, they're just going to be nonsense words now. It's all just going to be like snow happy man love. Like, I don't even know. It's going to be random number generator.
I like Snow Happy Man Love.
You could write that film. It's the kind of film we could do a reading of.
We got to cut that out because someone's going to steal the idea.
No, someone's already they're suing us. They're like, I wrote Snow Happy Man Love 14 years ago and I sent it to Charlie as like a script.
I'm like, where did I get that idea from?
It feels important for context to say that we are recording this at the beginning of December.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't just all year round have Christmas on the brain. I'm in Christmas on the brain mode.
I feel like you could, though.
I want to write a rom-com very badly, but second to that, I want to write a Christmas movie so badly. So I'd say it bleeds. My Christmas movie ideas bleed into January, but then I get bored. They go out of season.
So you want to write a rom-com and you want to write a Christmas movie. Ideally, do you want those to be one movie or are those two different projects in your head?
They could be one movie, but they could be two different projects as well, because in some ways a Christmas rom-com is more inherently limited. The pinnacle of what you could do, in my opinion, is write a very funny rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, Richard Curtis kind of screwed people because he wrote like 15 Christmas rom-coms and then put them all in one movie.
Oh yeah, he took all the stories. There's no stories left.
It's just one movie.
That's true.
Like,
they did pack it in.
He was like, I'm just going to get all the ideas out. Like, what if Laura Linney had a mentally disturbed brother?
A classic plot. A classic Christmas plot.
What if Colin Firth had to learn Portuguese?
What if?
Could you imagine?
Okay. Question 2.
Please.
I'm feeling very business-like today. You know, I've been at work all day at my corporate job, so I'm like, boom, boom, boom.
You are wearing a power suit.
Yeah.
It's an audio medium.
Only on the top half. Party on the bottom.
Woo.
Power on top, party on the
They
bottom.
said you can be on this podcast, but we do it naked from the waist down. And I said, yes, I wouldn't do it any other way.
That is exactly what we said.
I've always argued for topless podcasting.
But no cameras.
No cameras.
Yeah, no.
And also, like, sheets between us.
Yeah, just for
this
you.
is a safe space.
Yeah.
Just something for you.
Like shadow puppets.
Mhm. Charlie,
Yes.
now that we have thoroughly established your relationship with rom-coms, what is your relationship to this rom-com in particular, The 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I love this rom-com because I do believe this is a perfect crossover of a rom-com and a comedy film. The rom and the com are very represented.
Oh.
I have 2 sort of more personal connections to it, which I've always loved and enjoyed, which is when I went to college in the US. I did my study abroad at the Second City in Chicago. Still abroad was my reasoning.
Gross.
That's so cool.
Gross.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really, really good. But then I felt this, I always was very inspired by Steve Carell, who'd been a kind of main member of that Second City's main stage long before my time. But I felt like I understood some things about his comedy and his comedy process, whether I do or not, I don't know, but in a way that I loved. And then while I was at university as well, I was in a sketch comedy group called Chowder, represent Columbia Chowder. And in my comedy group was a wonderful young man called Lauren Berman, who I feel like would not be cross with me mentioning him, but he's in this movie.
Oh.
Oh.
And he was very funny when I knew him, and he was a very funny child actor. And he was actually, I think, one of the best, funniest parts of the movie.
Oh my God, is he Seth?
Yeah.
Oh
Shut up,
my
Seth.
God.
You have a tiny dick.
Seth is one of the things I love.
Yeah. And something that really endeared me to him that I loved about him is that as soon as we got to college, people recognized him. And he'd been in some other stuff as well. He'd been like in Sky High, which was a Disney.
I love Sky. I know
movie.
exactly who he plays in Sky
Yeah,
High.
yeah. Well, you know, so you have a good visual of who he is.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were younger then and other people knew him and people would shout that line at him and he'd always be really chill about it. He'd be like, cool, hey man. Like, I just really loved his attitude.
I think one of my notes on this movie is just like, Seth is such a funny, like, little
Oh,
running
it's
joke.
like a truly iconic moment. The scene-stealing moment of the film, in my opinion.
I think that whole scene is one of the highlights of the film for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like an amazing sketch that happens. In fact, so many bits of it are like amazing sketches that happen within a movie, but that in particular.
I am going to jump in and give us the stats on this movie before we get too deep into it.
Give me the numbers.
So this is directed by Judd Apatow, referenced oft on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
This stars Steve Carell, Catherine Keener, Paul Rudd, Romany Malco, Seth Rogen, and Elizabeth Banks. This was released 19th of August 2005, 20 years ago, or 21 years ago when you're listening to this in the future. And it was made on a budget of $26 million, and it recouped worldwide $177.4 million.
Good for them. Them's the numbers I like to hear.
This had a Rotten Tomatoes score of 84%, and IMDb describes it as goaded by his buddies, a nerdy guy who's never done the deed only finds the pressure mounting when he meets a single mother.
It's not wrong, but it's not.
That's one of the best IMDb synopses we've had
Oh, they've
so
been
far.
crazy?
They're
Yeah.
usually terrible. Vanity Fair says, though his previous contributions to pop culture went criminally underappreciated, it would take years for freaks and geeks and undeclared to get their deserved due. Judd Apatow's 2005 feature directorial debut, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, was a career turning point. The uproarious comedy, co-written by Apatow and stars Steve Carell, though also heavily improvised, proved Apatow's unique ability to interweave original laugh-out-loud humor with surprising sweetness. In addition to cementing Carell as a Hollywood star, the ensemble blazed a new comedy subgenre, men children, and later, via HBO's Girls, women children, clumsily coming to terms with adulthood, and launched Apatow as something of a Hollywood tastemaker whose mere association with the project signaled that it would be funnier than most, and full of performers who should be on audiences' radars. And that was written by Julie Miller.
I think Julie Miller's got it pretty down to rights there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know this was the first film that he directed.
This is the first one he directed, had mostly been a producer, writer before this.
Oh, that's crazy to think about. I mean, it's very extremely fully formed.
Yeah. I think as like a director, I think it's perhaps one of his weaker efforts.
Oh, I disagree.
I only mean sort of like visually. I mean, his next couple of films like shot by Janusz Kaminski, so
Fine, but first one, come on.
First one, like I think it's definitely someone like playing around and having fun. I think it's well directed in that like it is a 2-hour movie that like is not usually a 2-hour movie, but I still think it works throughout.
Yeah.
And I have great fun with this movie. I think there are some things in it that haven't aged perfectly, but I still think it's fucking funny.
Yeah, and that's allowed. I think that's definitely my perspective, even in a light watch. It does toe a line, and it was like trying to do something that's on the one hand so warm, but on the other hand has such potential for offense. And I just think it does a very admirable job.
So I have to come clean. I am the aggressively positive one on this podcast usually. Like, I have a rule that we cannot bring a guest on who doesn't like the film.
Yeah.
Because I do not enjoy listening to people bash things. I am not going to be bashing it, but this is the first movie that I just like didn't really like.
Okay.
There are lots of things I like about it, and I'm going to focus on those, but I might do a little like Nora's Corner where I just bitch for a minute and then we can move on.
That sounds great. Can you give us an overview of your problem with this movie?
What's your problem, Nora?
I think, to put the blame on myself initially, I think I am not the target audience for this. I think this is just not my vibe, and that does not mean it's bad. I do not believe that my opinion is the truth. I do not believe that I am the arbiter of quality. I will say that. There are some things that I do think are objectively bad, and it's where things lean from edgy into damaging or actually dangerous.
Fair.
And risk of bringing the tone down. Really sexist. Really racist.
Yes. Yeah.
Transphobic.
Yes.
And also really promoting violence towards women. And I don't think the film is promoting it. I think that the characters say these awful things and then they are shown to be awful people. But I think there are some really shocking things that are played for laughs that I find genuinely upsetting.
Like when Seth Rogen suggests to hit her in the head.
No.
And then says, well, not actually hit her in the head.
Well, no, because that was obviously a joke.
Yeah.
I think the thing that really bothered me was Paul Rudd's character sort of repeatedly being like, my ex, God, she was so cute, fucking bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Because that happens in real life and women get hurt.
That's true. I think that's very fair, actually. But all I would say is, and the thing is, I don't think this is the intention of the film necessarily, but don't you think it in some ways does sit in a very early moment of that culture, which has in some ways like blown up even the manosphere, like toxic views towards women, like in a way. And I definitely wouldn't want to be like, this is the point of this film. But in terms of like those characters and who those characters are, like they are kind of those losers. It's just seeing them in a comedy context is very jarring because I wouldn't want to watch that in my comedy now. I agree.
Yes, because to me, it's a horror. So I think that this movie makes really important points and has really interesting things to say about masculinity. And that's one of my compliments for it. So we'll come back to that when I'm done bitching. I want to make one last point and then I will hand back the floor.
I want to like just jump on like a point you were making.
Okay.
I do think what's really interesting about this movie is we are watching these characters who are losers.
Yeah.
And what they have found is a guy they think is a bigger loser than them. And they think they are the shit because of it. But we are watching it and we are like, yeah, but you guys are like shitty guys who work in, I will say, they have the greatest apartments ever for people who work in electronic stores. I looked at Elizabeth Banks' apartment at the end there with like her big bathtub. And I was just like, you work in a bookstore.
In LA.
In LA.
She has that apartment.
It was a different time.
Right? Steve Carell's apartment too. Incredible.
Yeah. The man was doing great as a stock manager.
Look, the margins on these electronics. They're working on commission. They're selling a lot of DVD players.
VCRs.
Oh, no, really?
The VCR DVD combo.
If you're going to be cutting edge.
But yes, please go back.
The scene that falls incredibly flat for me is when Steve Carell comes home and Trish is in his apartment and she's found the big box of porn that Paul Rudd comedically left there earlier. And she is genuinely terrified that he is going to murder her.
I do think that scene, like the moment where she realizes he didn't get new carpet, like he was saying he was going to. I do
it's
think
harrowing.
that is very harrowing. And I know there was a lot of problems when making this movie that the studio kept being like, we're worried that Steve Carell is coming off like a serial killer in this movie.
Yes, exactly. The studio actually said, like, kill this movie because we can't have a lead who comes off as a serial killer. So they put in all these jokes about him looking like a serial killer, which when Seth Rogen says it is very funny. When Catherine Keener looks like she's about to cry and is terrified for her own life, it's not funny because it's like every woman's worst fear is finding out that the guy you thought was really nice actually has a freezer full of bodies in his basement.
But I guess the only difference is, as that's come for the end of the movie, we know that's not true. It's like, it's a mistake made within the movie.
Yes, I just don't like watching her go through that. I don't think it's funny. Like, it falls really flat for me and just wasn't necessary.
I will say I do love the big box of porn, though.
Yes, that is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I think fair enough. If you don't like to watch it, you don't like to watch it. Look, women do get murdered. Is this the kind of like chat you have on this podcast normally?
No.
You know what I mean? It's like, fine. I think it's completely reasonable to not. And do you know what I think this reflects as well? That there are not an amazing number of robust female characters in this movie.
Though I will say, I think possibly the funniest performance in this is Leslie Mann.
Yes, yeah, and there are women in it for sure, and excellent comedy actors. But in terms of like who the heart and the eyes of the movie are, like she's not a comparable lead to him. Like it's his movie and he is the star and she is the love interest. So by definition, she's underformed compared to him. And it's not so fun, is it, to see a character experience just a negative outcome being played for laughs and like something that's scary being played for laughs, if that's not to your taste, which I guess you would hope it wasn't to most people's taste.
Yeah, didn't vibe with that, but there was loads of stuff I did vibe with. There's lots of really good stuff about this movie.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I just think of them with the bridal party wigging out, and they are just the lamest guys, just doing the lamest penis jokes if possible, which I think is really funny.
Well, I think it seems like it probably reflects, you know, Judd Apatow, or their view of like, they probably had these like loser friends who they also liked, but who kind of sucked some of the time. And like, that's male friendship.
Let's talk about Judd Apatow for a sec, because I do think like he is a very big part of like the rom-com world for the mid 2000s. And Nora, you mentioned to me when we first got the list that the mid 2000s are actually like really underrepresented on the list. Like it goes from like 2005 to like 2017 or something. Like there's a big gap.
Have you discussed a theory on this podcast for why that is?
We haven't. This is because I think this is like the first time we've sort of got to that era.
Interesting.
I think a reason is that they just didn't want to load up with like a lot of Judd Apatow. Because like I feel you could have Forgetting Sarah Marshall on the list, you could have Bridesmaids on the list, you could have Knocked Up on the list.
But maybe they consider, you know, this is again like are they a romedy or a comedy? And it's like, well, maybe if you're going to categorize them, like Bridesmaids, an interesting one for me. I do think Bridesmaids is one of the greatest movies ever made, the greatest comedy movies. I guess it has a romance at its heart, but I don't think of it as it's definitely not a rom-com by definition, I don't think.
2007, we have Enchanted, and then we don't get anything else until 2017, where we have The Big Sick and Phantom Thread. So an entire 10-year span that is unrepresented on this list. And they were pretty sparse years in the rom-com world, like I'm not going to lie, but like Trainwreck could have been on here.
Yeah, I guess Trainwreck is a rom-com.
I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall definitely could be on here. That's 2008.
That is a rom-com for sure.
And it's a good one.
Oh, well, it's just someone's opinion.
Yeah, there's a 10-year gap where no romance was had.
Oh, yeah. You should just send this to them and complain.
But I wanted to talk about Apatow because, I do think he launches this sort of... I mean, there's also stuff like there's Something About Mary before this.
What a film.
I love There's Something About Mary.
I do as well. But now I think about it, it's like a lot of these films I have not watched through the lens of political correctness as an adult. So I don't know. I'm sure I really liked some mad stuff as a child.
I've rewatched There's Something About Mary. It definitely has its issues, but I still think the comedy is there. And I think the wonderful thing about the Farrelly brothers is that they have like a heart, even if it's not always like used in the right way. I think their heart always comes through.
Yeah. And I just do love, I think one nice thing about a rom-com often is like you, not always, but often do get a really meaty heroine. And she does physical comedy and she's kind of dumb, but she's also sweet. But she has like dimensions and layers that you don't always find, particularly in movies that you're allowed to watch when you're a child, which a rom-com often was.
But it's a good reason that you brought up My Best Friend's Wedding earlier. Like that is like two incredible standout roles for women in those films.
And you love her because she is a rotter. She is completely in the wrong.
Nora's not seen it yet. I'm very excited for when she gets to. Yeah, so Apatow had worked in like film and TV for a long time before this, but I think the thing he was most known for was the failed TV series Freaks and Geeks.
Wait, did you just say the failed TV series?
Well, yeah, it lasted for one season.
Oh, but come on, it's like at the time.
Oh, yeah, at the time. I think it's one of
the cult TV sensation.
I think it's one of the like best things out there, but like, and it didn't catch on at the time.
Sure.
But this is very much feels like, oh, we've just had like the Freaks and Geeks grow up and they now work in a...
one type of, it's a type of lens from him that reflects his world, his like professional world as a comedian, but also his personal world in some ways, presumably.
Yeah.
He's quite autobiographical, so you can only assume he's doing it all the way through to a degree. But then also it's like, well, he had these like amazing early chances and then was able to learn and move on and do bigger things.
Yeah. And I think he takes a lot of like good like comedic potential performers.
Well, he's really found funny people in this. I think that's something about his style that I mostly enjoy, but then sometimes it does grind on me a little bit in later stuff more. That's like, you just think that improvisational line is like you just don't want it in 1 second too long. You want it to feel like the funniest scripted thing ever. But in this, he met or knew or saw Steve Carell. And then
he produced Anchorman, which was the year before this.
So he thought Steve Carell was so funny. He wanted to work with Steve Carell. They wrote it together. So it's like all the characters are like designed to fit the people that are in them. He's cast really funny people. And I think that's like the really amazing bit of comedy improv directing that he did, which is like putting the right people in the right space to just have a really good time. And I think you can feel that.
Number one best thing about this film, the casting.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The casting is exceptional. And also, hats off to this movie for giving us Steve Carell as a movie star.
Yeah.
I think this is the same year The Office starts.
Good year for Carell.
I love Steve Carell. I love him so much. I am so glad we got movie star Steve Carell.
Yeah, it's so nice when someone's able to step up and then do an amazing job. And it's just so exciting.
Watching this for the first time in a while, it just made me miss Steve Carell doing comedy. Like
because he's very serious now.
He does a lot of dramas now.
It might come back around. He wants an Oscar. Come on. Everyone's got to try and have an Oscar.
But like, I prefer Steve Carell getting his chest waxed to Steve Carell playing Donald Rumsfeld in Vice.
Look, I'm sure they all, I don't know if they say it or not, but maybe they think that's a challenge. But it's just like the biggest challenge is to just keep being funny, actually. Yeah. Particularly once you're really famous and successful. That's when people seem to really lose it.
This is also like, obviously he becomes a movie star in Judd Apatow's next film, but like this is like Seth Rogen's first mainstream movie.
He's very funny in this.
He is my crush, my celebrity crush, Seth Rogen.
That's a good choice.
To this day, I love that he's into pottery now.
He loves and also has like the best show of the year on Apple TV.
Oh, it's amazing. I like Platonic as well.
Platonic is great as well.
It's just like, oh, cool. He's booked. He's busy. He doesn't have children, so he has time.
I agree. The casting in this, and also just like the wild, like, let's cast Catherine Keener as the female lead.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, like such...
And age appropriate.
Yes.
Kat Dennings as the daughter.
Kat Dennings as the daughter. Jane
Love
Lynch.
her.
Love to see a Kat Dennings.
Jane Lynch. One of my notes is, this movie needs more Jane Lynch.
Yeah.
There's probably loads of Jane Lynch on the cutting room floor.
Though it was going to have no Jane Lynch because it was written for a man. But then they auditioned Jane Lynch. And now we have Jane Lynch.
That's perfect. I love Jane Lynch like in Glee and all that. But in this era where it was like dirty Jane Lynch.
Oh, yeah. Truly.
Have you ever seen Role Models?
Yeah.
Where she is just like absolutely insane, but just so funny.
Always playing someone in a position of safeguarding and incompetent at it.
My favorite bit of IMDb trivia from this movie was about Jane Lynch, which was the Guatemalan love song that she sings when she's trying to pick him up. And it was actually just a Spanish practice conversation that she'd done in school. I mean, it's obvious when she gets to the end because it ends with football.
Well, my note actually about this cast delivers comedy so effortlessly, and I wrote that while Jane Lynch was singing her Guatemalan love song.
Which I have found the lyrics of. When I clean my room, I can't find anything. Where are you going in such a hurry? To the soccer game.
This is me thinking for most of my life I knew the words to the French national anthem, but I did not. I just knew a version that my teacher had written in French when I was in year 4 about being in year 4, but I spoke such bad French my whole life, I never figured that out. Yeah.
I like that your teacher wrote one about being in year 4.
Les enfants de l'école Saint-Michel vous présentent une soirée française. Yeah.
I regularly sing a song I learned in Spanish class in 8th grade, which was to teach us the names of all the school supplies. It's like, my backpack is so heavy, I can't lift it. Why? And then you list all the things.
That's cute.
I'm waiting for someone to say, please sing it now.
Please sing it.
Charlie sang without being prompted, so please.
Sometimes you just got to go for it.
I got to be invited, you know.
Don't make me sing.
Porque es mi mochila tan pesada, no puedo levantarla, porque. And then the high note that made everyone lose their minds. People were so nervous. Ayúdame y dime porque. It's not that high. Es tan pesada mi mochila, porque. You're welcome.
Yeah, a banger, a bop.
Porque indeed.
Pop. Porque.
Do you sing that around the house?
Yeah.
And do you speak good Spanish now?
No.
Then it didn't work.
I do know the names of all the school supplies, though.
All right, then that stayed with you.
Yeah, and you know why your backpack is so heavy.
I do know.
I'm just sad I don't have any like foreign songs.
I liked En mi casa tengo uno caballo, I guess. Is it? I don't even know. A horse. In my house, I have a horse. That's the only bit I remember of that song. That was one of our school songs. What the hell was that about? Why was there a horse in your house?
We had like a really like hippie headmaster at my primary school who would make us sing like Beatles songs that he would play on the guitar.
Cute.
But I also remember he made us sing Hernando's Hideaway. I feel like Hernando's Hideaway is from Bye Bye Birdie, my favorite musical.
Oh, I like Bye Bye Birdie. Maybe it is.
Da 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 da. Hernando's Hideaway. I've just googled Hernando's Hideaway. What is that in? Oh, it's in the Pajama Game.
Ah, right.
Which I then saw on the West End, and the Hernando's Hideaway came on, and I was like, oh my God, like triggered.
Is
Jump
this
scare.
my life?
Am I the Pajama Game? Yeah. Strong wreck on just checking out Hernando's Hideaway. Ole. There is a place not far away. Hernando's Hideaway.
Now do it in Spanish.
Porque Hernando's Hideaway. Ole.
Hideaway, not a Spanish word, famously.
Yes, but it's a title, not like it's a place. So, you know.
Okay.
They call it that.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch.
And Leslie Mann. And not as funny as she's been in other movies, but Elizabeth Banks, solid.
Yeah, great.
Her scene with Carell of him doing the answering every question with a question.
That is one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, and like nothing but respect for Elizabeth Banks. I'm like an amazing producer on Pitch Perfect, an amazing director as well now.
Yeah.
Like just so good at comedy.
At the same time, this comes out, she's also like a supporting character in the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, she's in those Hunger Game films as well, wasn't
Yeah.
she? Good for
Nora,
her.
is she in the Hunger Games movies? No.
Those Hunger Game films.
She loves
I feel
I'm so sorry.
sad.
Oh no, have I insulted your culture?
We were talking about who's funny in this movie, and the short answer is everybody, because it's so well cast.
Yeah, and like part of me is like, I don't think I should find like Jerry Bednob funny, the old Indian guy who works at the
Oh, he's funny. He's just given some absolutely horrendous lines.
Yeah, just anytime he's like, oh, fuck you, it's really funny.
Yeah, I think you said it, everyone is bringing a funny performance. And I personally love a comedy where everyone is being funny. And I don't necessarily always like to see a comedy where there's a straight, let's be honest, woman. And I don't think that's the case here. I think the women are doing a funny job too.
Yeah.
Even though it's not quite weighted to them. It's pretty good, but for its era, do you know what I mean? It would have been asking a lot.
Judd Apatow said at one point that because he's married to an actress, he sees the shit that comes across her desk.
Oh, yeah.
So he is motivated to write more interesting, funnier, better roles
and he's
for
certainly
women.
employed her enough.
Yeah. But you can see that in this, that the women get to be as funny as the guys.
Definitely.
They're not sitting around while men be funny, just looking pretty.
Yeah.
Which I know was the complaint about Knocked Up.
I remember thinking that about Knocked Up when I watched it. And what year was Knocked Up?
2 years later.
So yeah, I would maybe would have been 17. I watched Knocked Up because my dad came in with a DVD. I don't know how he'd seen it. And he went, this is the most accurate depiction of a childbirth I've ever seen in a comedy film. And it was like some unedited, not unedited, but it was like a longer cut where I think they did take out like a quite graphic visual of that baby being born.
It was the reason Anne Hathaway drops out of that movie is because she was like, I don't want to show like a baby coming out of my vagina.
But yeah, that did not have, and that was just a nag woman.
I think, once again, I think Leslie Mann in that movie is so funny.
Yeah, look, she's funny.
Yeah.
Leslie Mann's line reading on Let's Get Some Fucking French Toast.
That is like a line reading that lives rent-free in my head.
Honestly, that is my rom-com over the rom-com, which is like the dream of my life, which I, to a degree, have achieved actually, is to be in like a comedy creative partnership where we're making things. And that's the thing that's sexy to us. You know what I mean?
You are referring to your partner, Ben?
Yeah, I have a boyfriend who I work with and we work in comedy.
Who is coming on the show.
Is he?
Yeah.
He does love to watch sometimes up to 3 movies a day. Yeah, we watch a lot of films and we do nothing else. But
it's the dream.
No, I think that is, and that was my fantasy from as soon as I started dating comedians in the first place, where I was like, oh, how amazing to just like work together and make stuff together. And it is. I like it a lot. That's the best bit about it.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Can you write an autobiographical rom-com about comedians?
Is it too inside baseball though? You know what I mean?
We've covered like The Big Sick, which is like
That's true, and that's very autobiographical, but with an amazing story at the center of it.
Yeah, I think that's it. You'd have to like have it be.
I'd have to slip into a coma.
Yeah. Have you tried that?
There's still time.
You know who else I love in this is Steve Carell's neighbors.
Oh, the old couple above.
They are so cute. They are so funny.
Yeah.
Totally underappreciated.
Yeah, I love an incidental, just pop in, pop out, like comedy performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all, like, and that's what this movie is kind of great for.
That is a texture of a good comedy that you're like getting little bits and glimpses of other people.
Even your good friend who played Seth. Like, that is just like a little moment.
And just like perfectly formed, because again, they're like sketches happen inside this film, which is what keeps the pace of like individual scenes up and funny for the most part, I think. And it's quite hard to combine a narrative with sketch moments without the sketches feeling like they drag. Or, I mean, it's very hard. It's incredible. He's like one of the only, not that many people can do it at all. But the narrative works and makes sense. And then like all the moments within it have their own funny flavor. Or not, in some cases.
The movie started out as a sketch. So it was a sketch that Steve Carell had developed at Second City, which was the poker scene. It was a guy who was a virgin sort of swapping sex stories with friends, and then it slowly becomes more and more obvious.
Very funny. That feels very classic Second City to me, because they have these like shows with a cast. So you're in a group on a stage and they improvise for a bit of their show and they improvise in their process. It's very like you start from first principles improv. So a low key setting and then a game that builds. You can just see it, can't you? It makes complete sense.
Right. It's such a good sketch. And it's one of the best scenes in the movie as well.
Nora, was it you who I was talking to about the bag of sand thing where you were like, it's not wrong?
Yeah, it was me.
Like, it could feel like a bag of sand.
I think what I meant was that he was trying to imply weight. And there is something to that. As Rachel Bloom has told us, heavy boobs do exist. I don't think boobs feel like sand.
It's such a good line. Yeah, when you're just grabbing a boob and it feels like a bag of sand.
Yeah, and I think lots of those jokes are kind of like honest in their own way, and honest not just in their like literally honest, but they're driven by an emotion. They're like driven by panic or by shame or like all the reasons why you might say something crazy.
I have a question about that poker scene. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, do men talk to each other like this, like in that level of minute detail about sex? Because women do, but I do not have any friends that are bros We need like a bro correspondent. Like, I'm aware that you are a man, Jack. You are not a bro. You're the kind of man who gets invited to girls' night because
Welcome
we
to the
like
man
you.
Cave. I've got my femme fatales here with me, and I'm
we gotta get someone on the inside of some man stuff, and I don't think it's gonna be Jack.
It's not going to be
I'm
Jack.
gonna tell you what men talk about.
Have you ever played a poker game with your boyfriends?
No.
Never.
I don't know. I have friends who we will talk about that stuff, but it's sort of like, it's going to be more like me saying, yeah, can we talk about the fact that I just got dumped recently? I'd have to like...
Oh, it's all like heart stuff, not dick stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be dick stuff. When I was younger, it was more dick stuff.
Yeah, didn't you have, you must have had a little nerd group at some point.
I was like the only kid in my class who was circumcised. So like,
Wow. We have crossed into dick stuff.
We're living it. We're doing it. This is what it's like to have bros.
I would like talk about like, yeah, my dick's weird.
2 other boys in your class?
Yeah. Because we'd be like, what's your dick like?
All right, good for you guys.
I have another question.
This is also like this is probably like me being 14.
Yeah, I wasn't assuming it was recent.
No, it's like when I was young. Like I was like, not when I was 7, but like a little older.
Yeah. I have a good idea of when that conversation might come up.
Yeah.
Every Thursday night.
Probably all the time for 6 months and then never again. From 14 to 14 and a half.
I'm always at the club being like, let me tell you what my dick's like.
I have another question.
About what boys
Please.
talk about?
There's a little montage of why he's still a virgin, like the sort of early sexual experiences that went very badly. Like he accidentally kicks the woman in the face and makes her nose bleed.
Is it about the braces?
It is about the braces. So there's a girl with braces who's like going to give him a blowjob, and then apparently it hurts. Like it goes badly. So I have had so much orthodontia in my life. I know a lot about braces. I was not having anything close to sex while I had braces. I want to make that clear. I was quite a late bloomer in that world as well.
She did isn't really sex.
Sure. But I have no experience of this specific situation with braces. But I want to know, why are the front of your teeth involved in this process? How could your braces possibly factor in?
That is not reasonable what's happening there necessarily, but I will say my first ever boyfriend had braces when I was about 17, and it's like the braces are present. You know what I mean? If you're kissing him, they're in his mouth.
Kissing, sure.
Yeah, I didn't see him suck a dick. But maybe it would have been an issue.
That wasn't your thing? That wasn't your kink?
Because it's not just this movie. That like braces, blowjob joke comes up all the time. And I want logistics. I want to know.
Part of me is like, we have 2 flashback scenes, which feels like there should have been a third.
Rule of 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Rule of 3. But if anyone can break it, it's Apatow.
Yeah. I'm not asking for this movie to be longer. But the one with the braces, you do have someone playing the younger Andy. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if it's more about just the inexperience. Like, because she talks about like, I know exactly what to do.
Oh, so the brace is actually irrelevant to the problem.
I think the braces are part of it. It's more just like, the hint is that she's going to be like a Nasher.
Do you know what? Sometimes people do have apparatus on their inside.
Yes, that is true. I mean, you could have like rubber bands
exactly.
or yes, but what I saw on her teeth, I just want to know, what would you physically have to do to make that involved? You'd have to be like scraping the front of your teeth.
I think I understand where you're coming from.
Right?
But I
like
think
a cheese grater.
In the cinematic language of the motion picture,
okay,
I think we are supposed to just see that and then see her go down and understand that something went wrong.
An amazing producer called Hayley Sterling, should I say, who she makes Mr. Big Stuff on Sky. I think that's what it's called. I used to work with her at the BBC, and she had this amazing saying, which was like, if a joke didn't fully add up, it was an in the cab counting the money, because by the time people realized that the logic of it didn't quite work, you were already in the cab counting the money, so it didn't matter.
Well, it makes me think of like There's Something About Mary scene in which we, for so long at the beginning of the film, where he has zipped up his penis and balls in his zipper, and we are talking about it for so long, and then finally they show it. And for ages, you're like, oh, well, they're never going to show this because what they're telling us is the most insane thing. Like the idea that he got his balls above his penis and all that kind of stuff. It's so good. And then finally you see it, and that makes it even funnier.
Then you know.
With this, it's kind of like, if we were to be shown it, it would be a different sort of story.
Yeah, it's
Harrowing.
like I don't need to see the body horror play out.
I will say, when you say harrowing, I saw There's Something About Mary when I was about 9 or 10. I have never in my life been more scared of anything than zipping up my
Well, I felt worried on behalf of men about that. It really did introduce a consideration I'd never had about penises being shut in drawers, which is not even that possible. But I was worried about that.
I am so
slammed in doors.
It's one of the most terrifying things in my life. People talk about like, oh, Jaws, I couldn't go back in the water.
I could never zip it up
I could
again.
never zip it up. It's why
Only pull-ups from now on.
It's like for like 15 years, I just wore like tracksuit bottoms, like just pull strings or nothing.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Babe, wake up. New fear just dropped.
we will talk more about this whenever we get to There's Something About Mary. But like that is, yes. So if I'd seen this perhaps when I was younger, I'd be terrified of braces. I feel very bad for Andy in his like sexual misadventures. Like the idea that somebody wanted to suck on his toe and then he found it so like ticklish that he kicked her in the face.
Yeah, it's about the tiny misadventures that can knock you off track for these things.
And she's so mean to him about it. She's like, you'll never be with anybody, ever.
You should just give up.
Oh, it just went completely wrong. And you can just see how those little things, it just is like, it just can go just a little wrong and then it's just agonizing. And then it just goes on and on for him. And that's how he gets to where he is. I think it's a good explanation.
Yeah. I'm going to say something I love about this movie, which is it's an incredibly realistic portrayal of the sort of late bloomer virgin type in that they didn't make him an incel. They didn't make him a creep. They didn't make him undesirable. Like Steve Carell is hot. He's funny. Like he's nice.
Yeah.
Like he's got a great wax chest.
He maybe looks a bit like a murderer, but they talk about it a lot, so you don't have to worry about it.
I mean, he does not even remotely come across like a murderer, except that he's a bit like nobody really knows anything about him. Yeah. He kind of keeps to himself.
The scene where he describes making like egg salad sandwich is definitely murder. Like,
but I do think it's a good depiction of a real thing, and part of the reason I like it is that like adult virgins, they do live amongst us. They do, and the people I've known who've like lost their virginity later, or like in their late 20s, even like the way that it occupied their mind, but became like both fear and interest. It's like, I do think in that way it really represents something that it is normal people too.
It's way more frequent than people realize. And the fact that it wasn't that he was undesirable, he was actually not the butt of the joke in that way. It wasn't like, look at this loser. It was like, look at this incredibly healthy, well-adjusted, desirable man who the timing has not worked out for, and now we get to watch it work out, and how beautiful is that? Whereas all these other guys who are giving him advice are idiots.
Yeah,
and I love that.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think it's actually not like far off a depiction of male friendship. You've got the married guy who's cheating with Romany Malco. You've got the closest thing to an incel in this movie is Paul Rudd.
The most handsome man alive.
Yeah. The most handsome man alive.
Though he's a voluntary celibate by the end of it.
Yes. Well, by the end, he's not.
But I do think his like voluntary celibacy is very funny.
It is,
He takes all the wrong lessons from Andy and he's like, no, Andy got it right. Just no sex. Like,
right. It's like, don't be like a good guy, just be celibate.
Yeah.
It's like when Barbie did really well and the studios were like, more movies about toys.
Yeah, so you misunderstood what people liked about this.
That's what I do love about this movie, with like these characters who I think are negative and like include like jokes that have like dated badly, but they're also like guys who I'm like, I don't look up to you, I don't respect you, because
yes, it's not saying these are brilliant people. Yes, for sure.
I do not think this movie is promoting the kinds of behaviors that it is showing. I want to make that clear. I can tell the difference. Media literacy.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
Sure,
woo,
you
woo,
can.
woo. I think this movie is really interesting for what it adds to the conversation about masculinity. The fact that these three guys at the beginning are presented as doing really well. Like, yeah, like we're all great with women and we're all really happy and we're really successful. And by the end, they are crumbling. Actually, Seth Rogen seems to be doing all right. Whereas the other two are like, I'm so vulnerable. I'm so insecure. Everything is collapsing around me. And that is so real and such an interesting statement for a male filmmaker to make as well.
Yeah. by being around someone, a man who's able to be vulnerable, they all kind of learn something about vulnerability. And it doesn't surprise me that a comedy filmmaker is able to say that in maybe a more nuanced way even than a drama filmmaker would be able to do it.
I think it's beautiful. Like, I think it's genuinely a beautiful message of like this guy that we are set up to think is the butt of the joke was right all along, was doing great all along.
Yeah.
Which is why the movie ends with, him reaching Nirvana with Age of Aquarius.
That is my favorite ending to any movie. I don't know. It's up there. It's an amazing ending.
Yeah.
It's I lament the lack of I feel like in the 90s to the early 2000s, there was a big thing in comedy movies about having the big dance number.
Yes.
And it seems to have disappeared. Please bring it back.
Bring back the comedy dance number.
I think about the comedy dance number in The Mask all the time. I think about the two Addams families that just have great comedy.
My absolute favorite films.
You can do so much funny stuff with a dance number. Do it.
Because it's just a way to sneak in some real physical comedy, isn't it?
Yes.
But actually, that's not even the function it's serving in this at all. It really is doing something way sillier in a way.
But also it's doing something really beautiful. So there's this book that we quote all the time called From Hollywood with Love. And there's a knocked up chapter that spends a good chunk of time on this movie. And the reason for that dance sequence at the end is they couldn't figure out how to end the movie. And I can't remember who it was who they spoke to, but there was a writer that Judd Apatow had previously worked with who said the way to end it is to show that Andy is having better sex, like incredible sex, because he's in love. And they were like, well, we can't show a sex scene. Like, we can't really take it that far. How do we show that in a non-graphic way? And one day they were just like, sing. We're going to sing. So they do a full-on fucking musical number as a way to show great sex.
I also love I love all that, but I then also love that all the characters come back, even the most minor character.
Yeah, it's quite Shakespearean, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like a comedy, a Shakespeare comedy.
It's a curtain call, and it's such a joyous one. Just the shot of post-coitus Steve Carell, Cameron Keenan, like, how was it for you? And I'm just looking directly at the camera. When the moon...
Yeah, and how could you possibly Chekhov's gun losing your virginity in this film in a way that would be satisfying if it happened in any way?
I will say, actually, you mentioned Chekhov's gun. I'm so glad the film is not littered with hair references throughout. It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And yet it feels so appropriate for the film.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant ending.
I was delighted.
Had you seen this movie before?
I had, but way back. So I didn't remember any of it.
I want to say this is the first time in a long time I've seen the theatrical cut. I usually watch the extended cut.
Usually. How often would you say you watch it?
I watched this movie a lot when I was a teenager and in my 20s, and they had the unrated DVD. I still have it somewhere.
How much shorter is the theatrical cut?
The theatrical cut is 116 minutes. The extended cut is 133 minutes.
So what happened was they did a bunch of test screenings for this, and they recorded when people laughed or when there was an audience reaction, and anything that didn't get a reaction, they just cut.
All right, brutal, but probably kind of fair.
The joke I really love is, for some reason, Andy takes a Viagra. He has an erection and he can't get rid of it. And so he calls the helpline about it. The guy is giving him advice, and my favorite bit is if you light a match and then blow it out, and then put the hot ember on the tip of your penis, the reaction will cause. I think about that all the time.
Is it real? Is that a real truthful fact?
I don't know, because the actual thing with Viagra is you wouldn't actually get a hard-on unless you were having sexual activity. It doesn't just give you, it doesn't drive it needs to be given.
You have to turn on the engine.
Yeah.
Increases blood flow or
it increases it,
but you've never seen any information on whether the match thing works.
I really hope it does.
Oh God.
I think that joke is so funny. It's just so because it is it's a really sad shot actually. It's Andy's sitting in the dark on the phone, and you just hear the voice of the operator on the other side,
so funny.
who is trying to understand why this lonely guy has just taken one there's also, because you mentioned that Seth Rogen turns out all right. In the extended plot, there's this subplot that he wants to write a novel, and he talks about this every now and then.
Wait, then they just cut all of that out?
Yeah, it's all cut out. But I remember it at one point it just cuts back to him, and he's sitting at a desk, and he's like, but father, I can't love. You never told me how.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Like, very good little moment. It's
Wow, they cut the Rogan novel subplot.
He's my favorite of the three friends. He doesn't give great advice, but he is the best of the three of them.
the funny thing is, like, outside of Freaks and Geeks and like 2 lines in Donnie Darko, we hadn't really seen this guy before, and he has that amazing voice. He felt like a real discovery watching that. You couldn't forget him because, just he was giving these great lines delivered perfectly.
It's really like if you had to guess whether it was a joke I would enjoy or not, his little opening monologue about the horse,
Yeah.
you would assume that I would hate that joke. And on some level I do, but I absolutely love his delivery of it and what it says about his character. They're just like, we felt really bad for her, actually. I felt bad for the horse. It's like, that is exactly how you should feel. That tells me this person is a reasonable person. It's weird that you went, but it's good that you didn't like it once you got there. That is my take.
I will say, like, yes, incredibly dated on the, you know how I know you're gay. But I will say their deliveries are so funny.
It's a funny scene. It's the kind of thing, like I have a friend who just recently came out, and it's the kind of thing that we would say to each other. Like, those are the jokes that we would be making. It's kind of fine on some level and also not fine on some level.
Paul Rudd's like, you know how I know you're gay because you like to gargle balls, and then Seth Rogen's reaction of that's gay is very funny.
That's genuinely funny joke.
Bantering as friends.
Yeah.
You're meant to learn that they do actually like each other and they're quite intimate with each other in a way, even though they're colleagues. Like, it's just, that's an example of where a clash creates the comedy.
Yeah, it feels so natural and I will say, like, this is a movie made 20 years ago. That was the way we talked.
Yes.
Like,
and I actually don't get a homophobia vibe from them.
No.
I feel like if one of them came out, they would be like, whoa. And then they'd be like, all right, man, well, we're going to get you laid.
Yeah. I also want to just shout out a very good appearance from Mo Collins in this as Gina.
Oh my God. So funny.
On the speed dating. The speed dating scene, outside of the way Paul Rudd reacts to Mindy Kaling, though I love Seth Rogen's reaction to it.
Yes, that is one of the best bits.
When he's like, stop fucking with my friend. And she's like, he stalks me. He calls my house all the time. I changed my... And he's like, well, I didn't know that.
And that, kids, is growth. When you get new evidence, change your opinions. That's what I always say.
I mean, that's really great. And that's actually like that's feels far more modern in that movie than like, I feel like even movies today kind of deal with.
Actually, Seth Rogen's character is the only one who ever apologizes to Andy as well for like, I treated you badly for the past couple of years. Gold star to Seth Rogen for 95% of what's happening in this movie.
As someone who's been speed dating, not far off.
Ugh, I once went silent speed dating. You just looked into people's eyes for a minute. It was horrible.
Oh my God. Very intimate.
Oh, it was awful. I couldn't deduce anything about anyone. At the end, the person organizing it was like, some people wrote you down. And then I was like, I didn't write anyone down because I don't know anything about anyone here.
Well, it's because you have lovely eyes.
I was just blinking away.
Oh.
They fell for it.
Oh.
I would like to stare into your eyes.
You're welcome. Let's do it. If we didn't have such a huge microphone in front of each of us, maybe we could.
We haven't actually talked about is his romance.
Yeah, which is the best part of the movie.
I think it's very sweet. They're well matched. They're well cast. It's hopeful. It has stakes.
I love the scene where they go to the Chinese restaurant, the Benihana, where she's like, "Oh, it's his birthday too."
Classic
Very good
move.
Yeah, she's cool. She's a really cool gal.
Mm-hmm.
And we've not talked about like he's a nerd.
He is. Oh, he's like the most loathable type of nerd to me, which is a collector nerd. I really think it's unforgivable. I, for one, and I'll say it here, I'm pleased that Funko Pops are going out of business. Aren't they going out of business?
Yeah, they are.
Because I cannot understand why Funko Pops need to exist on this earth.
They are horrible.
They are awful. They're aesthetically awful. The idea that you'd need to collect them is awful.
They're all the same.
Oh, a collector's item, shameful.
How do you feel about the Criterion collection?
No, come on. Obviously, I love that. But that's not the same. And do you know what? All I will say about it is you shouldn't have all of that in your house. You shouldn't have a great big DVD collection in your house anymore.
Oh, I do.
Jack loves physical media.
I love physical media.
But no.
Also, like that's it. Physical media, the stuff on the disc for the 40-Year-Old Virgin was great. You had like all
that is true. When you've got like a menu and
all the alternate takes, all the bloopers, all the audio
Look, I
commentary.
loved DVD. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't have room in my house.
Well, get a bigger house.
We live in London.
Ben is always trying to get into some kind of physical media. Also, it's he was like at one point last year or the year before, he was like, I'm going to do records now. And it's like, all right, I like a record too, but we do not have a place in our flat for records to live.
I've been to your house. You got loads of books.
I do not have a lot of shelf space.
You got books?
Yeah, because all my books are on them.
Yeah. Get rid of
Records
your
are
books.
flat. Just stack them. Records don't take that much space.
The books are already like under the chairs. They're like already stuffed in every crevice. You can't put them on they were all along all of my windowsills, but then I had damp, and then I was like, I'm going to ruin my book. Sorry, this is not interesting. No more physical media for us. It's a no for me.
I do not have the attention span required to have a collection of anything.
It's for the best. But to be collecting dolls of a thing that you like, it is embarrassing. You shouldn't get to have sex with a grown woman if you do that.
But he got $500,000 for selling those
That's
collectibles.
true. And actually, that is the one redeemable thing about it. It's redeemable that he let her help him sell them, and it's redeemable that they had that much value in them. He's got to let it go. Adult men do not need to have loads of toys. Adult women don't need to. Adults don't need to. Shouldn't have loads of toys from a show you like. What's your big collection? You got toys?
Like, I've got a lot of DVDs. Like,
That's okay. It's forgivable. Sorry to all the nerds out there. Don't come for me.
If it brings you genuine joy, more power to you. If it's some kind of status symbol thing, I find that weird.
I've drawn my line in the sand, and I think you guys both know where you stand. You're with me.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm intimidated. I don't even own collectibles, and I'm going to go home and throw out all my collectibles.
Sell them on eBay. Make your money.
What we've learned from this is that Charlie hates fucking nerds.
I do hate nerds. I'll say that as well.
I like nerds. I don't like when nerd culture gets dark.
All right.
You know, like when a woman gets cast as a lead in a sci-fi franchise.
Period. End of sentence.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be like, I don't like the Dark Phoenix saga in the X-Men movies. And I was going to be like, nerd! Fucking nerd! I love during the montage where he's got them toys and Kat Dennings is just like, Spider-Man. Great. It's very Charlie coded. Of like, why do you give me a fucking toy?
Yeah, I'd be mad. I'm with her.
But then watching Kat Dennings go from hating him to like really warming to him.
I think the scene where she reveals she knows he's a virgin is a really, really nicely done moment. And it comes from that great sex health clinic scene.
Oh, which the counselor is Steve Carell's wife.
Yes.
Really?
Which is really cute.
And also you've got Dave Koechner there from Anchorman making this like a full news team reunion.
I think a thing that is not really nice about it as well is that it is intergenerational. Kids are represented.
Yeah. It's called the 40-Year-Old Virgin, but it's for all ages.
Yeah, it really is, I think.
Virgins of all ages.
Yeah.
Come together.
In that sense, it is sort of a family film, but not a film I'd want to watch with my parents.
I did watch this with my parents.
I feel like I did. I feel like my dad rented it or something.
I remember.
Dads did love early naughty Judd Apatow films.
I remember going for like a Christmas meal with my parents and like my uncle, and my dad being like, you know what's really funny? The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Jack showed it to us recently. Which I do. I like that.
Oh, it's so thrilling to find a good comedy, isn't it? Like, it's amazing.
But it's also like, I think at the time, you'd be like, oh, the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Well, that's just some dumb shit that kids like. But no, it was one that people ended up being like, oh, no, actually, this is pretty good. It's going to end up on the list of the 42 best rom-coms of all time.
Yeah.
Which it is. Do you have a game for us, Nora?
I do have a game for you. Jack's favorite awards show is the MTV Movie Awards, and particularly the Best Kiss Award.
Yes.
So we play a little game on this show.
Yes.
Where I get Jack to guess the films that were nominated for and won that award the year the movie comes out. You are welcome to help Jack guess. You are welcome to peek at the answers and help me come up with clues, whatever you vibe with today.
Maybe I'll help you guess, but I don't know how. I won't be a very good phone a friend because I can't even think what those movies are. But maybe I'll help him guess and see if I can help.
Cool. Nora gives good hints.
All right, great. That sounds more fun for me.
The goal is for you to get it. I am not trying to trick anyone. So the year is 2005. This means the films came out sort of halfway through 2004 to halfway through 2005 because we want to make it confusing.
Yeah. It's a summer award.
There are...
Summer is for kissing.
Yes, it is.
I love that.
There are 5 films, 4 nominees, 1 winner.
The 40-year-old version comes out August, so it's too late to be on this list.
Yeah, 40-Year-Old Virgin did not make the list.
Does Wedding Crashers make the list?
It does not.
Although not a memorable kiss
No.
that I can think of. Oh, wait, no. No, the song is the memorable bit of Wedding Crashers.
Yes. What came out late 2004?
We're too late for The Notebook.
The Notebook is the winner.
Oh,
Well
I ruined your
done.
game!
No, you won the game.
I wondered if it felt a little late for The Notebook. And then I was like,
No, it's right, yeah.
oh, so it didn't, nothing else had a chance.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely not.
I've never seen The Notebook.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. And it's good.
I'd like to see The Notebook. I hear the musical was good.
That one song is really good. That's all I know.
That's all I know.
from it.
Yeah.
Okay. There are 4 nominees
All
as
right.
well.
What else is there?
So one of them is a romantic comedy drama, according to Wikipedia.
Oh, wait, is Starsky and Hutch on this list?
No.
Okay.
So this one is sort of known for creating the manic pixie dream girl.
500 Days of Summer.
Very close. Similar energy.
Oh, Elizabethtown. Garden State.
Garden State.
Yeah.
Garden
That's the one.
State. Listen to this song. It will change your life.
It did have a good album, didn't it? A good soundtrack. Yeah. No, I don't even remember a kiss in that.
All right. The next one is a science fiction action adventure film.
The Island.
Galaxy Quest.
I love Galaxy Quest.
Me too, obviously.
Galaxy Quest is great.
This features an actress who is in the news a lot for just doing weird things. So an A-lister who does a bunch of weird stuff.
Angelina Jolie.
No.
Winona Ryder.
Think weirder.
Courtney Love.
Very into wellness.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay, what's Gwyneth doing in 2004-5?
Science fiction action adventure.
Is Sky Captain
Yes,
in
it
the World
is.
of Tomorrow?
I wouldn't have had a hope.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Nobody saw that. Well, it's a Paramount movie and MTV is a Paramount company. Okay.
And I hear there was a good
Politics.
kiss in it.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly debatable because some of the movies that are on this list do not have good kisses.
Wait, what? They were just really scraping the barrel.
It's more like it's
Bad kiss,
audience
yeah.
vote.
Oh.
So like the Harry Potter movie where like Harry kisses Cho Chang ends up on this list.
Yeah.
Insane.
The Sky Heads came out. Sky Captain Heads.
all 4 of us.
Clicking loads and loads of times.
I've got all the toys from Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
We have got 2 more.
Yes.
This one is a superhero film.
Oh, is this
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2?
No.
Oh, it's not Spider-Man. or
Batman.
Fantastic Four.
I feel like it's a superhero film that didn't do very well, if I remember correctly.
Elektra.
Yes.
Oh,
what?
It is Elektra.
I've never seen Elektra, but I remember someone describing the kiss in that from a review, saying it had like all the sexual chemistry of a fishmonger slapping 2 fish together.
Very rude.
So is it the same kiss? So it's Jennifer Garner and Natasha Multy.
I think that was it, because it was like it was a gay kiss in 2004.
2 ladies.
Two
That should have won. That would have been
ladies.
progressive. It
Mm.
must have been a bad kiss.
Well, don't worry. In 2002, I believe American Pie 2 wins for Jason Biggs and Sean William Scott kissing.
All right. Progress is possible.
We also had a Jackass movie where what's-his-face kisses a snake.
Poopies.
So
Poopies
really,
kisses a snake.
All right.
we're very open-minded here at the MTV Movie Awards. One last one. This is a romantic sex comedy.
Ooh, my favorite.
An American Pie.
American
No.
Pie is a little over at this point.
All of them.
Well, not the reunion, but that was years later.
That's true. That's true. That was just the gap.
We're in the American Pie gap. It's like the Phi gap, only it's the American Pie gap.
The Dark Ages.
Okay, so it's American sex comedy. I said American. It is definitely American.
Yes, an American romantic sex comedy film.
American
Road
is it
trip.
like Along Came Polly?
No.
No. Is it one of those? Is it like a Stiller, Ferrell, Jack Black?
It has Nobody I've actually heard of in it. Oh, except for some people in supporting roles because they're farther down the list on
Okay.
Wikipedia. It involves Paul Dano.
Oh, it's the girl next door.
It is the girl next door.
It's the girl next door where Paul Dano plays a character called Klitz.
Oh.
Wow, against the Notebook. They're just what I bet. Did any of them bother going? Why would you even turn up? Don't write a speech.
Do you know what the plot of The Girl Next Door is?
Yes, I do because of Wikipedia.
I can't wait till we cover this movie.
A high school senior falls in love with his new neighbor and discovers she is a former adult film actress.
Oh, I remember this movie now.
Shall we talk about favorite song from the soundtrack?
It's a surprisingly good soundtrack. I don't think overall it's an excellent, like I wouldn't sit and listen to the soundtrack, but the songs are used very well.
Is it going to surprise you that I owned this soundtrack on CD?
No. I have never been less surprised by anything that has ever happened.
And is it going to surprise you that I was annoyed that Aquarius was not on the soundtrack?
No.
Is it
You were
not?
right.
It's not on the CD. I wanted like a cast performance of Aquarius.
Yeah.
on
You
the
would,
CD.
today you would get that.
Oh, today you would.
Oh, yeah. It pisses me off that it's not on Spotify, too, because,
It's a pretty good cover.
yeah, it is. So my first choice pick was obviously Aquarius,
Yes.
Let the Sunshine In, which those songs are from Hair, but that particular arrangement that's a medley is The Fifth Dimension, like an
Yeah.
R&B group.
Yeah.
Like that's where that specific arrangement comes from. So
Cool.
that's the version we would be putting on the playlist since we don't have a cast version.
Yeah, they should just put that on.
They
That's
should.
nuts.
Yeah.
I feel shortchanged. I didn't even know about it 2 seconds ago.
Right? Was that anyone else's pick?
I had a feeling someone else would pick that, so I picked something else.
Okay, because I have backups.
I went for, seeded earlier in the movie by his Asia poster, I went for The Heat of the Moment by Asia.
That was my second choice. Well done. That's the car/bike chase scene.
Yeah. But there are a few songs I like in this. I've got a lot of time for the theme from A Great American Hero. And Just Got Lucky.
I really enjoyed Leslie Mann singing Get Your Freak On in the drunk driving scene.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was my third
Is
choice.
that on the CD?
Sadly, no.
Email Apatow. Let's get this re-released.
Charlie, do you have a favorite song from this?
Well, I guess I'm just looking at the list because I can't remember any specifics of where anything was, but was Ain't No Mountain High Enough in it. It says it is on here, and I like that song.
I'll believe it.
Where was that?
It says it's on the CD. I like it in Sister Act. So I like it here.
I'm taking it.
I like it where I can get it.
Might as well. Who sings it?
Absolutely no idea.
It doesn't say?
Nope.
Okay.
It's performed by Mike. Oh, it's Michael McDonald. So it'll be like him on the TV.
Yep.
So it's
That's my favorite. That's the one I like.
That's funny.
If I hear Yamo be there one more time, Yamo shoot this place up. Do you want to do your favorite segment?
Jack,
Nora.
what would you do?
What would I do? I would sing Age of Aquarius after sex.
I believe that you would.
I have been known to burst out into show tunes during the act. And
During.
it's awful, but it's mostly for the bit.
Okay.
We love a bit during sex. I'm the worst
I
for
do
that.
not love a bit.
No, nobody loves a bit during sex, and yet I'm the worst for it because I forget that I'm like actually in a good moment in my life, and I'm like, oh wait, I can do a bit right now.
I better just ruin this.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I love ruining stuff. I am the live action Wreck-It Ralph.
Are you okay?
No.
I would have sex in my 40s. I hope I will.
Yeah. I assume you will.
I hope I will.
Fingers crossed.
I believe that you will.
Thank you.
I like that's the moral to come away from this film. I would have sex in my 40s.
Yeah, that looks good.
It seems like he's having a good time.
Yep.
Yeah. Just be 40, ladies.
I like the bit where Jerry Bednoff's like, how old are you? Like 25, 24, 40? Oh, you gotta get on that shit.
I would have Andy's morning routine if I could
With the
achieve.
erection?
Yes.
Okay.
If I could achieve a fraction of his level of functioning, I would be happy.
Well, that's all the sex you're having that's preventing you from doing
Yeah, that's
this.
it. Like he gets up, he works out, he has a little bubble bath, he makes a nice cooked breakfast with like fruit on the side. He bikes from his lovely apartment with a pool to his nice stable job in a city where he can somehow afford that apartment.
Yeah, a good morning routine. I think that's within your grasp.
What wouldn't you do?
I wouldn't ride a bike because I can't ride a bike.
I also do not like riding bikes.
It's not that I don't like it. I literally can't ride a bike.
Never
I never
learned?
learned. Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
Oh, Charlie.
That's so sad. You could do it as an adult learner.
Do you know how many ex-girlfriends of mine are like, I'm going to teach you how to ride a bike, and then they dump my ass
never
before
commit to that.
Yeah.
That's your rom-com. You could write that.
My rom-com about I'm going to teach my boyfriend how to ride a bike.
Yeah, who's going to finally teach you how to ride that bike?
Cycle of love.
She's a professional long-distance cyclist.
Would you believe that on my screenplay drafts, could you believe that there is a script called Even an Idiot Can Ride a Bike?
Hello. We hit on something.
Perhaps I've already started writing this.
There you go.
Charlie, what wouldn't you do?
I would not run any sort of eBay store.
Yeah, that is insane.
She's doing very well out of it, though, I will say, but I think it was a bubble.
Yeah.
I think that's a great business model, actually.
Oh, I think it's a great business.
I just don't want the hassle.
I just think it's insane that she has a store.
She wants credibility. She wants professionalism.
You can get that in other ways than
No, totally.
than fucking real estate. She's like, how much is her
It's true,
overhead?
but she is
In
making
LA?
money.
In LA?
Yeah, I would not be paying for a storefront in LA.
Everybody can get like apparently in 2005, I guess it is pre like real estate crash, but like everybody's got massive condos and apartments and can afford storefronts to sell stuff on eBay.
Yeah.
I think and like the scene with Jonah Hill where he's like, I just want to buy these so I can take them home and wear them. It is like, yeah, well, why can't can he give you money to put a bid on eBay?
No, that's not how the business works.
No, it's not.
Well, he could say, here's my max price, and she could handle that bid for him on eBay. And if it goes above that, he doesn't get it.
Yeah, she should just do that. That would have been smarter. That would have been a smart way to run that business.
Right?
That's the kind of hassle that I would not want as a business owner, which is why I will not be running an eBay business.
So I wouldn't get into a car with a drunk person.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, he didn't know she was drunk.
Yes, he did. That whole scene is insane.
The scene where she gives him the breathalyzer.
Yeah, very stupid that he doesn't understand what that is.
He's not lived that life.
Yeah, that's not his world. He's too busy making his egg salad sandwiches.
He also can't drive, so maybe he doesn't really understand how impaired she is in terms of driving, but then he doesn't try to stop her or get out of the car. It's crazy. I just would not do
People are
that.
very bad drivers in LA, so it does feel accurate to the reality.
After she throws up on him and he's like, did you have fish earlier today?
He says, did you have a dacquery?
That's it. Why did I think it was fish?
Because she says that she ate a bad shellfish sandwich, and when she kisses him, he says that tasted like fish.
It's good stuff.
Oh, disgusting.
It's really funny.
I'm also going to throw in a bonus wouldn't do, which was something Kieran said when he was watching it with me. In the club scene, he went, I probably wouldn't do a shot out of someone's belly button.
Depends how clean they keep their belly button.
Yeah.
There was a time in my life where maybe I would have been up for it, but the possibility of it happening to me has decreased to the point where if it was happening, something horrible would be going on.
I agree. Jack, what have you done?
I've got two.
Okay.
I've been given awful dating advice by friends.
Okay.
And also I've been haunted by bus ads.
Which bus ads?
Well, so there is an actor who I'm not the biggest fan of. And during lockdown, their ad was like on the bus and it stayed on the bus because they weren't changing the ads.
Oh, yeah.
So every time I was just like, oh no, it's this guy again.
Oh, right. Who you know personally, and that's why you're not a big fan.
And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh no. And they just keep popping up and just attacking me. When Steve Carell is running past the bus that says like eruption. And he's like, oh no, come on, bus. I was like, yeah, I get you, Steve Carell.
That was one of my favorite jokes. I laughed really hard at eruption.
It's good. And then he bursts through the billboard. That billboard had two sides and both of them hurt.
They both hurt equally.
I have been given a pornographic DVD by a friend when I was a teenager. And it was actually a very formative part of my journey into filmmaking because we put it on to watch it at a party. And I just thought the lighting was terrible. I couldn't focus on the porn at all because I found the lights so horrible and harsh. And it really got me thinking about cinematography in a way that has paid off throughout my entire life.
We had the porn video in my like childhood group, got spread around, and it was mine. What happened was like one night when my parents were like away or something, or like we were being cheeky kids, I sneakily ordered one of like the erotic channels on the telly.
Oh yeah.
And I recorded it.
Ooh, that is entrepreneurial.
on a VHS that like in large letters just said Dragon Ball Z on it. And so
yes, an unbreakable secret code.
the boys
That's
would be
genius.
passing around like this VHS of Dragon Ball Z, and it was like 7 hours of TV porn.
7 hours.
Were they charged for it?
They weren't checking the bills that closely.
All right.
I think it was like $14.99 for a night of great
you just snuck it in?
times. I just snuck it.
Well done.
That's what they did.
God, it's embarrassing to be a teenager.
But the
Wow.
kids today, they don't get that. They got it all on the YouTubes.
All right, Grandpa. Don't give him too many clues.
I had to,
Yeah, you had to really think through a strategy.
yeah, 7 hours.
It's a long time.
I bet that VHS is still somewhere in my house, and I want to find it. And
Please find it.
mostly because I want to see the commercials.
It was porn with adverts.
Yeah, it was TV.
Oh my God.
I want to know what mid-2000s porn was
Well,
like.
it sounds like maybe you have it somewhere if you got a big stash of your physical media. Maybe it's in a box. Maybe it's in the archives.
Good thing I collect stuff,
Old
eh?
attic. This is a very smutty podcast. Is that just because I'm here?
No, we get smutty from time to
We
time.
do get smutty, but I think the content of this particular film, this is probably the smuttiest episode we've... No, I don't know.
No, we got really smutty on... Did we get really smutty on Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy?
We definitely did on The Idea of You.
All right, well, that was a sex film.
Yeah.
As my
Yeah.
mum said, I could never understand it because I wasn't over 40. That is what she told me that she'd not only watched that film several times, she'd downloaded, it was the only film she'd downloaded to her iPad for a 2-week holiday, and she'd watched some men on YouTube dissecting it in full.
Well, give her the link to our episode.
Yeah, I'll send it over. She loved that movie.
So
I
did
could
we.
not understand.
We loved it.
Yeah, we also loved it.
We are over 40.
In our hearts.
We are the 40-year-old virgins.
Interesting you say that. My have done
Has been a 40-year-old virgin.
is that I did lose my virginity later than most. I mean, not
You were
late enough that it's particularly interesting, but it was like a few days before my college graduation.
No, I think that's good. And did 40 put that in perspective, or does that put 40 in perspective for you?
Oh,
Because that's so far from 40.
Yeah, I don't think I ever thought it was a big deal. Just whenever I say it to other people, they tend to be surprised, which I take as a compliment.
So, I mean, I'll say this.
I seem like a fuck.
I was also a late bloomer in that sense. I told people, and people were like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, I think it is different for women because people assume that a woman can have sex at any time just because they feel like it. Like I could walk out in the street and be like, sex? That is what people seem to assume.
That is what I believe women do.
That is what I do.
Women be doing. And I always miss it. I'm always
Happening just around the corner.
I'm always like, if I was 5 minutes early.
But I made it through an
You survived.
undergraduate degree at the #1 party school in America,
Hell yeah.
a virgin.
Just in that library, reading those books.
No, I was in the theater department. I was in rehearsal.
I also would make fun of my son at the sexual health clinic.
Yeah, you would.
I would be like, oh, shut up, Seth, you've got a tiny penis.
He deserves it.
He does.
But yeah, I just think of it, I must be one of the few people in the world who thinks of that bit so warmly because I like my friend so much.
I think it's a warm bit.
Yeah. And he's so funny in it. And to be a kid actor who's so funny and so bold and then to be like so cool about it as an adult, it just was like, oh, that is a comedy actor. Like, that's my type of person. I like that.
Shall we do the rom-com braid owl?
Yes, we shall.
Charlie, do you understand the concepts of the rom-com braid owl?
No.
Great, I'm going to explain it. The rom-com braid owl.
Say it one more time.
Rom-com braid owl.
What's it called?
Rom-com braid owl.
Okay.
Okay.
What words are you saying?
That's my favorite question anyone asks. Rom,
Yeah,
com,
I'm in.
bray,
Mm,
dow.
okay.
So rom is short for romantic.
Yep.
Com is short for comedy.
Gotcha.
Bray is short for break.
Oh, I would never have guessed that.
And dow, can you guess?
Is it down?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
The funniest part is that breakdown is one word.
Literally, what have
So
you
it's
done
rom-com.
there?
If it's to save time.
All right, we saved it, I think. Good for us.
So this is our scientific method of rating the motion picture. We rank it in 4 different categories. The first three are out of 5.
Yep.
Lead/chemistry,
Yep.
supporting characters,
Uh-huh.
plot.
That's the third one.
That's the third one.
Okay.
The fourth one is out of 100. It is the rom-com scale. 0 is closer to being romantic. 100 is being closer to comedy. 50 is the ultimate balance of rom and com.
I feel like my edible just kicked back again. I think I followed that. All right, let's
we
do
have that
it.
effect on people.
Let's try. But we got to do each one at a time.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will. No, you've got to repeat it all back to
No.
So, leads/chemistry out of 5.
And it can be percentages between.
Whatever
Yes.
you want. No rules.
I think like a 4.5. That's one of the best bits about the film. It's not a full 5, but I think there's a lot to love about that.
Nora?
Yeah, I said a 4.
It's funny. I've gone for 3.5.
Hmm.
I think they're very good together. It's the thing I feel I say most on this podcast now is I just wanted more of it.
They're great together, and they are also great individually. Like, they are both just two brilliant
Yeah.
actors.
Supporting characters.
I'm going to give them a 3. I do think everyone does a really good job in it, but it's not always fully integrated with the main plot.
I had to knock it down to 2 just for all of the stuff I didn't quite outweigh all the stuff I really, really did like.
It's a 4 for me. I think everybody's firing on all cylinders. I like the characters. I like that they are shit at times because I think that's okay. You can be shit. Plot.
It's very clear. It is compelling. I'm going to give it a 4. I think it does the job that it sets out to do.
Mm-hmm. I went 3.
I'm right in the middle, you guys. 3.5.
Fair.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's more of an excuse for some gags.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. I think that's fun. It's just the way the rom-com braid owl has to make us rank it.
Yeah, that's
legally.
fair. The system has its say.
Yeah. And now the rom-com scale from 0 to 100.
I think this is like an 80.
I have said 80.
I said 70.
Oh.
I think that's fair too.
I think it's just because
It's 'cause you're so
the part of it
romantic
I
at heart.
actually liked was the
Yeah.
romance.
And with that, maybe we should wrap up.
Maybe we should.
Charlie, thank you so much for being on
Well,
the podcast.
thank you for having me, and sorry I was late.
That's okay. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
I would love to plug some things to your listenership. I was a producer on a very funny sketch show on ITV called Say Less that I would love it if you went and watched, particularly on YouTube, and left nice comments underneath. And I also made this year's Radio 4 Christmas Eve comedy special, which will be very out of date by the time this comes out, but it's called I Don't Do with Julian Clary. And I would love your listener figures on that as well, please.
We'll get them listening. Nothing I love more than a Christmas comedy special in March.
Yeah, you know what? I think of Christmas year round. I admit it.
Was that a step closer, do you think, to your Christmas movie?
Making a Christmas panel show? So, maybe. I don't know. It was nice to do a Christmas thing, and I had to do that in October. So that was getting my head in the game out of season. We'll see if it holds up by the time Christmas Eve comes around.
You're venturing back into the world of stand-up.
I am doing a little bit of stand-up. I'm trying to write a show, and I'll see how it goes. But I really want to just work on some things that are mine this year.
I want to go. I've seen Charlie do stand-up so many times, and I always think it's fucking hilarious.
Bless you. Thank you.
This has been When Rom Met Com. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at When Rom Met Com. There are links there to the Vanity Fair article, to our Letterboxd, and any other fun things that we found and want to share. You can DM us or send us an email at mail@whenrommet.com.
Get it?
We'd love to hear your thoughts on the films, what rom-coms you think should have made the list, your best would do's, wouldn't do's, and have dones, or anything else you'd like to hear about. If you've had a nice time today, please consider leaving us a review or following us wherever you get your podcasts. Next time, we will be discussing number 20, How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Thanks for listening. And remember, we don't hate you. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. See you next time.
See you next time. Donate to our Ko-Fi.
Oh yeah, we should add that into the outro.
That's what I just did.
But officially.
Yeah. That's how we do it now. You do all the outro. No, I just go and donate to our Ko-Fi.
Yeah.
Give them some money. I concur.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.